up, everyone? It's Gage here. Welcome to Buck That. And today we are going to be talking about a big-time rival with the Buccaneers, Drew Brees. And this is discussing if he's overrated, as Buccaneers fans have said, or is he underrated? Is he, everything he's done in his career has been undervalued? My opinion, it is. It is very underappreciated, I believe. I think everyone, especially, well, it's always been like that, but especially in recent years, everyone goes by Super Bowls. So this quarterback's good for how many amounts of rings he has. But we gotta remember, it's a team game, guys. It's not always on the quarterback all the damn time. It's not always the quarterback's fault that he doesn't have 3 weeks compared to 2 or 1. Drew only has 1, but we gotta look at it. This guy got 4,000 or 5,000 yard seasons, and even for 7 touchdowns in 1 game, he's actually tied with that. The most touchdowns in a single game. It's just very impressive. It's not easy to do, obviously. And Drew, he is number 2 in overall passing yards in NFL history. Tom Brady he's the only person ahead of him, and we know how long Tom's been in the league, so it's very impressive. Drew Brees, he actually started his career in San Diego, had a few alright years, nothing too crazy. His last year before he got injured, he actually did lead to his team to a championship. I may be wrong. I know it was the playoffs at least. And then he messed up his shoulder. So it must have been the season prior. Then that's where he messed up his shoulder, and then the San Diego Chargers released him. And 10, he was picked up by New Orleans. It was actually between New Orleans or Miami Dolphins. So it's kind of interesting how that turned out. Sean Payton was the first year head coach there. And lucked out, got Drew Brees. And then he started rolling. That because Saints before Drew Brees, they were not good. They were pretty bad. They've never won a Super Bowl before Brees. So it's definitely undervalued. No one mentions that either. Brees, obviously, as a Buccaneers fan, it can be, I'm a newer fan, so maybe not as difficult as it would be if I was a fan of 10 years or 20 years. But he's still a rival, so it's like, but I still respect his play. I still admire what he did. I like on the field and off the field, because he does some great things off the field. And on the field, he's a great leader. He's fucking one of the best quarterbacks in recent history, the last 20 years. Honestly, scaling all the quarterbacks, I was like, because I haven't really dig too deep in Brees. I've seen him play, and I was pretty impressed. And looking at all the quarterbacks in this past 20 years, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, Philip Rivers, everyone, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning included, everyone. And Drew Brees, to me, is number 3, right behind Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. What he's able to accomplish, like, guys, you gotta keep in mind, this is the Saints. They have not been good, and they gave Verb a lot of time. Drew Brees' weapons: Jimmy Graham, Brandon Cooks, Darren Sproles, who actually Drew Brees, when he was traded, he was like, that's a guy you had like once 1 out of 10 chance you get him in your career, or something similar to that. Like he's a very special player, basically. So Drew Brees probably wasn't too happy he got traded. Probably one of his favorite weapons to have on the offense. And my God, Kenny Stills actually one of them, but he kind of fell out after a couple years. So yeah, they could have still kept him though, probably, but that's another weapon they also lost. So they lost a lot of weapons. Drew Brees, he should get a lot of credit for what he was able to accomplish in New Orleans. Sean Payton, everyone's like, oh, this guy's a fucking great coach, all this. Guys, This might be a little controversial, but I'm going to say it. I don't think Sean Payton's all that. I think he's an all-right coach. I'll put him right with Mike McCaffrey. They had a good quarterback. They had a great quarterback. Like, come on, man. Like, Sean Payton's a good coach, but Drew Brees, he deserves the recognition. He deserves recognition. He lost all his weapons, and he was still balling. He was still fucking balling and keeping the Saints competitive. Drew, what he was able to do, man, it's like pretty nuts. And he even fucked up his shoulder and everything, and he was still able to play a long career. He played until he's 42. So it's really impressive what he did. I think he definitely deserves more praise than he gets. Like, honestly, Drew should have 3 Super Bowls. Maybe if he had a better coaching staff that would give him more weapons and would put him in a better position to win. Now, he did have a great offensive line. I will say that, though. They gave him a great offensive line, but weapons, they didn't really give him too many weapons. Michael Thomas is the only consistent weapon he's had. And by the time Michael Thomas really came in, Drew was like in his late 30s. He was at the tail end of his career, so a little too late, unfortunately. Yeah, so Drew deserves a lot of recognition. Sean Payton, we're gonna see. We're gonna see exactly what Sean Payton is. I think he's gonna be like a John Gruden, a guy that was super fucking hyped up, but is probably a little above average. Is not like, oh my God, he's one of the best coaches we've ever had. But they don't say it like that, but like, they hype them up like so much. It's like, guys, they're good coaches, but let's not do all that. Let's not make him sound like a Belichick or a Bill Parcells. Like, these guys they're decent coaches. They've won in the big stages, but let's not act like they haven't had good quarterbacks. Let's not act like they didn't have, good quarterbacks. Good quarterbacks that literally fucking heighten the players around them. So it's like, it's a little bit of a random line, but it's like, come on, guys, let's be real here. So yeah, Drew Brees is he's top 3 in the past 20 years. Now, I can't go the whole NFL history because there's 100 years worth and different generations, so I can't base it off that. Like, people comparing Joe Montana to Tom Brady, completely different eras, guys. You can't. Like, it's just it's a completely different thing. It's 20 years like spaced out, so you can't really go by that. That's why I don't put Drew like all NFL history, because a lot of different generations. So this year, yes, Drew is top 3 in the recent history, which is like, I would say, past 20, 25 years. So yes, I believe I believe he's underappreciated, and Buccaneers fans, I'm glad you guys voted that Drew Brees is at least a solid quarterback. I should have reworded that to great. Even Jared McCoy was like, hey man, I was laughing because you call him solid. He's fucking great. I was like, oh dude, because I thought Jared was like, no dude, he's not fucking solid. I thought he was saying he wasn't good. That's what happens in Twitter. There's so much miscommunication on that shit, bro. I was like, what the fuck? Even Gerald saying this? Nah. Also, I want to give congratulations, Gerald McCoy, on your retirement. I want to give a little congratulations, man, and enjoy retirement, man. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and comment below. Tell me your thoughts. And I hope you bucked that.